Welcome to my channel, Gadgets for Gentlemen. In this short video I will explain to you why I'm about to sell this watch. First, let's throw in a wristwatch check. The watch that I'm wearing today is this beautiful Tudor Prince Oyster date, and I wear it on this NATO strap. Really love this watch. So this is the Vostok Amphibia. I've had this watch for, I would say, between half a year and a year. It comes with this beautiful blue dial that really plays with the light. At the 12 o'clock position we have this Scuba Dude, the Vostok logo, and this diver. At the 3 o'clock position we have a date wheel. The bezel that we see here around the watch face is non-original, it's an aftermarket bezel. The original bezel looks like this one, or actually this is the original bezel that was on the watch, and I replaced it with this Pepsi colored bezel that looks like a bezel that you can find on the Seiko SKX 009. You can see that I'm wearing this watch on a NATO strap, and that's not the original strap that this watch came on, but I'm going over that in a minute. So what I like to do is I want to tell you a little thing. So how I would like to do this, I want to tell you a little bit about this watch. I want to bring about some positive remarks. And then I'm going over some of the disadvantages. And then, it's up to you to decide if you agree or disagree. And I really like to hear from you. But I've come to the conclusion that I'm about to sell this watch. I don't wear it enough. And there's a few things that I really dislike. And there's a few things that I really adore. But I've come to the point of going to sell this watch online. So what we have here is a beautiful, iconic dive watch from the Russian Federation. It features an in-house movement. It features hand wind, but no hacking. What we have here is a acrylic domed crystal. So this crystal is very thick. What we have is a screw down crown at the 3 o'clock position. We have applied markers with a bit of lume, not as strong as my Seiko. Also the hour and minute and second hand have a lume dot. The date wheel is white. And unfortunately, let's go over one of the negative points concerning that date wheel. There is no function for quick setting the date. So if I want to change the date from say 8 all the way to like 30, then basically I need to go, over with the minute hand all across for many times. There is like a halfway quick set way is you move the minute hand and the hour hand to the 12 o'clock position to midnight. The date will change, and then you go back to 8 p.m. and go back. So that way, that's a bit of a shortcut, but still when I don't wear this watch for quite some time, and when I wear a watch with a date wheel, then I want to set the date according to the actual date. So when I haven't worn this watch for a while, and when I need to set the watch according to the proper date, then that really takes quite some time, and I really dislike that. So I really miss a quick set function that you can find with, for example, most Seiko watches. So that's the NATO strap. I want to show you the case back. We have a screw down case back with this beautiful, I don't even know the word for what is the script, the Russian script. What we can see here is 200 M, so that stands for 200 meters water resistant. This watch is really tough. I've heard that the watch is pretty much shock resistant. So it would be a bit of a equivalent of the G-Shock watches. Yeah, so here we have the crown at the 3 o'clock position. And in the neutral position, when we rotate the crown, you can hear that we can charge the movement. So that's the hand wind function, which is very handy. And when we pull out the crown all the way, then we can set the time. That goes very smoothly, as you can see here. And just before midnight, we saw that the date just changed. So that's it. Beautiful, beautiful dial, I think. Let's show you the diver all the way. Beautiful dial. I really like the dial, this blue color. And now let's show you one more negative point in my opinion. With both the original bezel, which I don't like the layout of this bezel at all. I do think it looks very cheap, and yeah, I don't know. I think it looks very silly. And this bezel I like so much better because of the time, and the color looks great. But the point with the bezels on this watch is there's no clicks. And the bezel is bidirectional, so we can rotate in 2 directions. And I really dislike the fact that there's no clicks. And by accident, I could rotate the bezel back if I hit something, and then my timing is incorrect. So yeah, this bezel, I really dislike it. Now, the biggest complaint on this watch, I think, has to be the original bracelet. And this is the original bracelet, again with the Vostok logo, few micro adjustments, fold over clasp, and the materials used on this bracelet are just very, very rigid, very sharp, and very cheap. You hear that? As you can see, the plastic is still on it because I didn't use it, because I think the bracelet is just so awful. Yeah, so I just left it in the plastic film, and I wore this watch on a shark mesh. That's the spring bars decided to get rid of this bracelet because it's so awful. And I couldn't agree more. Yeah, so don't buy this watch for the bracelet. And buy yourself a nice aftermarket bracelet. I really like NATO straps. I like rubber straps, metal straps. They all work with this Vostok. So if you really want to go for a versatile watch, then I would advise to go for a black dial. That would even make it easier to combine different color NATO straps or any other straps. I just thought that this blue dial really looks pretty with a domed crystal. Yeah, so one more time, I think this is a great watch. I didn't tell you that you can buy this watch for very little money. Automatic in-house movement, a watch with a legacy watch. I mean, it was designed for the Soviet armed forces in the Cold War. A really durable dive watch, and it's incredible how the Russians are able to produce such a, I would say, a smart watch. I mean, this watch is just very well thought for very little money. I mean, yeah, I decided to let it go because I don't wear it enough. I wear my SKX 013, that's Seiko, and this Tudor, and some other watches that get much more wrist time. So I think it's time for me to let this watch go. I think it's a very good watch also for holidays. So if you go on like a beach holiday, I think this watch looks very cool with that blue dial. It really pops. So definitely gonna miss this watch as my holiday watch. But it's just not for me. I think it's just a tad too thick due to that thick case and also because of that domed crystal. So it's very thick. I really like the diameter, which is only about 38 millimeters of this case. This case is called the 420, and we have a very short lug-to-lug distance. So really love those dimensions, these ones and these ones. I think the strap, it would have been better if this distance here would have been 20 millimeters instead of 18. This is 18. I think a 20 millimeter strap would have looked even better or more balanced. But yeah, my main point is that thickness. It's just too thick, in my opinion, for my tiny wrists. And yeah, I like my watches to be a little bit more neutral in that sense. What else? I think a signed crown would have been really cool. I really miss the quick set function for easily changing the date. All in all, I think it's a great watch. I'm going to post it on the internet and see if I can get some of my investment back. I had quite some fun wearing this watch, but yeah, I think it's time to let it go. And since I don't really wear it that often, I think it's better to make some space in my watch collection. So if you found this video useful, then please like and subscribe. I would like to hear back from you in the comment section. If you agree with me or disagree or anything that you can think of, please post it. And I hope to see you soon back on my channel. Take care.